Has this happened to you? Hey Alex, change the laundry over, would ya?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Alright guys, I got a little something different for you today. We're going to be doing dryer repair on a Maytag MDG 5500, and the problem is it starts up, throw your clothes in there, hit it on sensor dry or time dry, you start it up, you can hear the flame start up in there, big old flame starts up, you walk away, you come back, 20 minutes later, hour later, whenever it gets done, and the clothes are still wet. Okay, so what the problem is that the actual gas valve is opening up, it starts to flame, everything works just fine, you go to walk away and it gets a little warm and it actually goes open circuit. Therefore the gas valve is not being held open by this solenoid right here and the flame goes out. So luckily on the Maytags, it's right here in the front, down here, and all you gotta do is pull the front cover, whereas other brands of dryers, you have to actually pull the drum out and everything else. I know the Whirlpool, some of them you do, but on this one it's just the front cover. And this little gas valve is manufactured by Whirlpool, and you'd be surprised doing a little bit of research how many brands Whirlpool either owns or they supply parts for. So the Whirlpool's the brand, and there's the part number, and supposedly they've been using this same valve for the past 20 years. So if you have a dryer from 1984 on, good chance that you may have this problem, and it's related to this valve right here. So we're going to get started right away here. The front door comes off on this particular model, 2 screws, get the door out of the way, and then 2 more screws over here, and then we're going to pull the whole front panel, slides right off. So we'll pull these 2 screws out, and on this one the door actually hangs on the front cover, so it's not going to fall off, but just be ready for it so it doesn't scratch anything up. And then we'll pick it up and off of there and off to the side. And then of course the same thing on this side. It's all Phillips head screws. Comes right out. This is almost too easy of a repair on these. We're very lucky this is the first thing that has failed on these washers and dryers, and I think they're 7 or 8 years old now, and this is the only thing that has broken on them thus far. And then after that, you just grab the sides here, tug, and it literally just snaps in. Pull it back like this a little bit, and then pick it up. It's got 2 little tangs down there, and we put it up to this side. Okay, so if you're repairing the actual gas valve or messing around anything in here, obviously you want to pull the plug. I would turn the gas off, but we're doing a testing phase here. I'm going to show you a demonstration. In order for that flame to work properly and all the sensors to read properly, you need to actually have this door back on. So if it's not back on, you may get a weird flame in there, and it actually will fan out instead of being more like a jet flame, and it will cut off early and give you improper results. So we're trying to do this as if it was all back together and get the most accurate results. And if you're just doing what this one's doing, then you can safely go ahead and order these gas valves and fix your dryer yourself. And now we're going to show you a perfect example of how it looks. It's going to flame up, and then it's just going to quit out of nowhere. And it may cycle on and off. Keep trying to light it back up, and your clothes will just never get dry, or they'll take forever to get dry. So we're going to go ahead and hit start. And the first thing you'll notice is the actual igniter will come on and start glowing, and you can check the operation of that. Okay, that's working. And then once it's fully hot, it'll actually turn the gas valve on, which are those two solenoids right there. And it'll go on, everything will run just perfect, and then out of nowhere, it'll just quit. And this may take 2 minutes, may take 30 seconds, may take 10 to 15 minutes, just depends how far gone your valves are. And there it goes, just cut off. That probably took about 2 minutes. And after a while, or after you unplug it and replug the dryer back in, it'll try to reignite the flame. It'll start all over again. Alright, so like I said, mine is very easy to get to. It's right here in the front. But either way, you're going to be looking for a valve. The actual gas valve looks just like this with solenoids on top. It's very common. They just about all use them. And just find that. Unplug your power. I turned the gas off for the heck of it. So we got our cord unplugged for the dryer, and then you just simply unplug these. And this one's a 3-pin, and then this one is a 2-pin. So you can't mix them up, put them off to the side. And then there's 2 screws right here and here. I already loosened, you can see, to actually hold the valve on. You don't need to take apart all the rest of this, just these 2, and it's a bracket that holds the valves down. After that, they'll slide right off, and we'll show you how to do that. Alright, we got our 2 screws out. You just simply lift the bracket off of there, and then note the 3-pin goes in the front here, or wherever yours is currently. Mine's in the front. We'll put them off to the side right next to the other ones in the same location. And then we'll put the 2-pin back on. And then on this 3-pin up here, there's a little sleeve. Make sure it did not come off with the solenoid, the actual coil we're changing out. Make sure it's still on the valve here. And then we'll put our new one on here. And that'll slip right over. And then all I gotta do is put the bracket back on. And there's these little white nubs on here, on both of them, and they line up on the bracket. So you just gotta move it around until it lines up. Okay. And then all you gotta do is tighten it back down. Now there's this coil area and the the igniter and the burner area, all this stuff may be hot from testing it, so just make sure it's cool before you get in here. Mine's just warm, so I'll be fine. Got her snug down. Okay, and then last thing we got to do is plug our connections back in until they click. Should be little tabs on there that make sure they don't come off. And that's all there is to it. Plug your dryer back in, turn your gas back on, and then we're going to test it out for a while here. Run a couple of loads of laundry through there and make sure it's fine, so making sure it stays on the whole time. And we just fixed the dryer ourselves. These valves are very, very common, but be aware that the local parts stores, appliance parts shops, charge between $25 and $39 when you can get these for about $8 online shipped to your door.